Bitzskee.
The Dragon and the Mouse. Rory and Miles, the Legend of the Sky Guardian. Episode 8, The Quest for the Rainbow Opal. Prologue, A Chilly Welcome. It was much colder than usual in the valley of Windermere. The trickling streams had iced over, the droplets that dangled from thatched roofs formed into icicles. Snow fell elegantly, settling on the ground, snugly nestling into every crevice of the landscape. Rory the Dragon, Miles the Mouse, and Maisie the Jerboa had just returned from their last quest in Laverus. As they strolled through the frosty village, a young tortoise came running towards them. "Hey! Are you really the heroes?" he shouted with steamy breath, holding out a pen. Tullius, the wise elder tortoise, followed behind him, along with a tall black panther, Bashir the blacksmith wearing his bandana. "Heroes, this is my son Teagues," Tullius introduced. "He wants to be just like you." Maisie smiled and signed Teagues' shell. "One day you'll be strong and brave, but for now, behave." Teagues grinned, then ran off to show his friends. As he did, Bashir spoke. "Do you see her?" He points out a young female panther. "This is my daughter, Amour. She is very shy and a big fan of yours too." The heroes glanced over, smiled and gave the young group a big wave. The young villagers waved back, and Amour blushed. Then they all crowded around Teagues as he showed off his newly signed shell, then ran off to play in the snow. Tullius turned to Rory. "I heard you found your flame." Rory took a deep breath and released a giant blast of fire. Whoosh! Bashir, the blacksmith panther, stared in awe. "That's no ordinary flame. That's the colossal flame, a legendary power." Tullius nodded. "Your father dreamed of this. You've been blessed by the volcano." Maisie then added, "I fainted when I heard the sun god, Ra. When I woke, we saw Rory fall into lava. We were so scared. But then he burst out glowing brighter than the sun." Concerned for Maisie, Tullius handed her a luminous golden potion. "This is the potion of echoes. Teagues and I made this together. It'll help you hear the gods more safely. I was once an alchemist," he revealed. "Teagues is so bright and keen to learn, I wanted to teach him what I had learnt." "Wow, an alchemist," chirped Miles. "Yes," Tullius replied, "and we will be working on more potions to help you on future quests." Chapter 1, The Frozen Lake. The next day, the weather was bitterly cold. Even colder than the previous day. The team planned to visit the Temple of Windermere, but before they left, Bashir appeared, huffing and puffing to stop them. "Miles, you're a hero too," he panted. "Give me your helmet and shield. Rory, can you help me relight my forge?" They ventured over to Bashir's smithy. "The cold has frozen my forge. Rory, would you mind helping?" Rory used his newly acquired flame to reheat the forge. Bashir then began to reforge Miles's gear into something new. "Go on ahead," instructed the noble panther. "I will catch up to you." As the heroes headed out, they reached Lake Lucid, now completely engulfed in ice and snow. "Oh no," Maisie shivered, "it's frozen over." Tullius frowned. "This is worse than I thought. We must go through the glacial caverns." Rory lit a flame to keep them all warm, and they headed to the temple through the forest of eternity. Inside the temple, Tullius showed them a pedestal missing its relic, the rainbow opal. "You must find it," he pleaded. "It must be hidden in the glacial caverns. But beware, the cold is extremely dangerous." Tullius tried opening a sealed door. Whack! He hit a switch with his stick, but the rocky, solid block was frozen and would not budge. Tullius's walking stick snapped. "Rory, could you please?" Rory then melted the ice with his flame, and the large stone door gingerly creaked open. "But your walking stick," yelped Maisie. "I will be fine," said Tullius. "I have tape somewhere to fix my stick." "Go, heroes," he insisted. "You can do this." As the heroes were about to enter the black, freezing abyss, Bashir came running in, Miles. "Wait!" and revealed a shiny silver spade. "This is the sterling spade, made just for you. It cannot be broken," he vowed. "That's right," agreed Tullius. "What good is it being the hero of the realm without it?" "Hero of the realm?" Miles was taken aback. "Yes, hero of the realm. I asked Bashir to make this for you when he had the time." Rory declared, "Now, you're the hero of the realm, Miles." Maisie clapped, "Yay! Well done, Miles." Bashir handed over the newly forged tool. The honored mouse raised the sterling spade into the air, elated and grinning ear to ear, as everyone cheered. "And when you are older, I can forge you more equipment too," Bashir pledged. Miles beamed, "I'll dig up relics with this, I promise." And with that, the trio of young, admirable heroes stepped into the icy unknown. Chapter 2: The Glacial Caverns. Inside the dark, frosty tunnels, Rory used his flame to light torches for the heroes. They could barely see beyond their misty breath. In front of them was just an endless void of shadowy gloom. Around them the tunnels were coated in a crystallized icy crust, with jagged edges and smooth sides, like freshly cut diamonds. They reached a fork in the tunnels. Maisie closed her eyes and listened. "Knocking, this way," she said, pointing towards the sound. But they hit a dead end. They searched the area for clues, unaware they were stood on an iced-over hole in the ground. Then, knock knock. A thumping beneath their feet. They jumped in shock. "Something's under the ice," squeaked Miles. They stepped back and Rory's fiery breath melted the ice. Suddenly, crack! A creature then burst through. A red dragon, shimmering with light, laid before them. "A dragon?" Rory whispered. "No, not just a dragon, an aura dragon." "What's an aura dragon?" asked Miles. "They are a mythical water dragon, Miles. We didn't think there were any of them left." Maisie rushed over in aid of the aura dragon. The dragon opened her eyes and fluttered her luscious eyelashes. "Thank you. My name is Ember." She explained she had been trapped under the ice for days. Rory, flustered, introduced himself shyly. "Hi, I am Raw." "Raw." "Rory." "Get yourself together, Rory," Miles whispered. "She's great," Rory quietly replied. Maisie giggled. When they told her about the rainbow opal, Ember nodded. I think I saw something, a shadow. It swam so fast past me, but it was holding something that glowed. Really? That might be it, Maisie said. The water is warmer deeper down, and I can protect one of you with my aura, offered Ember. What's your aura? Queried Miles. My aura would enable one of you to breathe underwater, she explained. But I won't fit down the hole, Rory gloomed. It's too cold for me, I'm a desert jerboa after all, said Maisie. I'll go, Miles said bravely. Rory pulled him aside. Are you sure? Friend, this seems dangerous. I've got this, Rory, Miles replied. Overhearing them talking, Ember said, We've got this, you mean? The heroes chuckled. What's so funny? Asked Ember. They always say that, Maisie replied. I think you will fit right in. Then they all laughed. Take care of her, and yourself, said Rory. We could try the other path, suggested Maisie. Miles nodded, then Miles jumped on Ember's back. With a flash! Her aura surrounded them both, a glimmering force field that protected them while it oscillated around them. Ember then dove into the freezing water, glowing radiantly bright to light the way. Chapter 3: The Rainbow Opal. Ember zoomed through the water tunnels with Miles on her back. There are so many of these tunnels, Miles, I'm so lucky to have found you all. We were lucky as well, Ember. They emerged into a large open water lagoon. Above them the surface was completely frozen over. Ember then descended slowly into the glacial pool, winding round a large, craggy rock centerpiece. Ember dimmed her glow as they sank down, twirling into the deep, deadly depths. What are you doing? Asked Miles. We don't want to draw attention to ourselves, she whispered. Drifting down, they noticed a shadow. There. That's what I saw before, she said softly. And there, and over there. Miles gulped. They finally reached the deepest, warmest part of the glacial pool, heated by the thermal vents that protruded from the ground below. We're close, said Ember. But stay quiet, something dangerous lives here. Zipping his lips, Miles stayed as quiet as the mouse he is. I think the shadows we see darting past are juveniles, Ember warned. Juveniles? Of what? Miles stuttered. Suddenly, a giant glowing yellow eye appeared in the darkness. Ember froze. Then, a second massive eye opened. Oh no! Ember gasped. The glacial leviathan! It should be resting now, she said. Ember took a deep breath. I did this before and I will do it again. Now they were caught in the monster's eye line. The leviathan opened its jaws and revealed hundreds of spiky, needle-like teeth. The enormous beast bolted towards them. Hold on, Miles, cried Ember. She braced herself and flared her aura, blinding the creature just long enough to escape. They raced the deep-water dweller to a glowing cave. Miles, now! Ember shouted. Miles smashed a rock with his spade, causing a cave-in behind them. That should keep it out for now. Let's find the opal. Inside the cave, they saw one of the Leviathan's juveniles. Startled, it ran past them and dove back into the watery tunnel. It can run, questioned Miles. Yes, they are semi-aquatic, Miles, but only when they are young. They glanced over to see the rainbow opal pulsing and wedged into a split rock. Miles tried to bash it free with his head, but had forgotten he doesn't have his helmet anymore. Ouch! He yelped. Use your spade, Ember hinted. He tried a few swings, ding! But nothing happened. Using his thunderbolt boots he zipped around the cave and clink. He caught the rock just right and freed the rainbow opal. Got it, he cheered. Meanwhile, Rory and Maisie had followed the other tunnel. They came out into the barren grounds once more. With the warmth of Rory's flame, they ventured towards an opening in the distance. This led to a cave near the glacial pool. Maisie heard voices. Miles, she called, through a crack in one of the walls. Down here, he squeaked, relieved to hear his friends. Ember climbed up to the others with Miles on her back. Rory shouted, "Stand aside!" Rory then charged, smash! He shattered open the crack in the cave wall, and the friends reunited. Ember handed the opal to Maisie. "We did it." "We all did," chirped Miles. Back at the temple of Windermere, Bashir and Tullius greeted the heroes with open arms. The elder's walking stick was now patched with sticky tape. "And who might this be?" he asked. "I am Ember, an aura dragon." Tullius was starstruck. "An aura dragon? I have only heard stories." "Come, you must." The rainbow opal was returned to its pedestal. It gracefully floated, powered by the crystal feather, unified alongside the golden scarab amulet. Gradually the chill in the air began to fade. Tullius gathered the team. Proudly, he said, "You've done more than restore a relic, you have given hope back to the Valley of Windermere once more." Ember looked around. "May I stay? I want to help too." Before anyone could speak, Rory said, "Of course." He realized he was too quick with his response and blushed. They all chuckled. Then Maisie smiled. "Looks like we've got another hero on the team." Miles grinned. And so, with new friendships, titles, a new flame, and a shiny new spade, the heroes of Windermere were ready for whatever comes next. The end. Well, not quite yet. Moral of the story: when we trust each other and welcome the new, even the coldest path leads to light and truth.
Bitzskee.